several tracks. Hoping it comes up. Timed it with the rain. It's very blessed. Got a rain. The forecast came out and seeded. So kind of the backstory here. This used to all be plantation pine. Had a little bit of mix of pulpwood. There's some hardwood in here. I left that pin oak. It'll make acorns. It should get bigger now that it has space. I left some of the pine trees, for cover. There's plenty of sunlight in here. So the plan was kind of watch the deer for a year or two to see their movement, natural movement. And it's about 11. I got direct sun here, all through here, which will help the food plot. Now, we had a mulcher come in. If you look at some of the videos we have, you can see him coming in and doing that. I recommend doing that. We also did a lot before he came in, chainsaw work, me and my friend, but it was just taking too long. It was making too big of a mess. We had piles of debris. I will tell you, in my experience, deer don't like the piles of debris. So if you have a dozer come in, or if you're doing it with a chainsaw, I recommend you getting rid of the piles. The deer like a natural. If I'm a deer, I like to be in the field and be able to see in the woods. They don't like the piles spook them. Just keep it as natural as you can. So that was the goal, and that's what I did. So the piles that we did have, I had the guy that mulched and cleared this, mulch the piles down. So you got a natural profile of the deer when they're up here, out here in the field, which is what I want. I want them comfortable. They can see in the woods. They can see other deer coming. They can see, obviously, if predators are coming. I left these sweet gums that are coming up. That's cover for deer. You can see at a good height. They're about waist high. But at the same time, from the deer stand, I can still see them in the edge of the woods where they feel secure. So they don't have to be out in the middle of the field. Mature buck, the likelihood of you shooting him in the middle of the field is pretty slim. You're going to catch him on the edge or coming up. What he'll do is he'll go around the field and check the wind. If there are does out here, he'll see if any of them are coming into estrus or heat, and he'll watch them before he even comes near it. So natural profile. Wealth, I thought it out, planned it out. I recommend you doing that. Don't just come in and I got a clear spot for a food plot. Plan it out. Look, see where the sun's coming. Here I'm going to have a lot of sunlight, which will help the food plot grow. Got natural cover for the deer. They know that they can be in their safe zone, just a few jumps. The stand's positioned at the south corner of the food plot. That gives me, it's mainly a rifle stand, so that gives me the wind in my favor. It's easily accessible. I can get in and out real quiet, and I'm going to have the wind in my favor coming in and leaving about every time I enter it in the wintertime during rifle season. I can hunt a north wind, a northwest wind, a northeast wind, a west wind, and an east wind. The only wind I would never hunt here is anything out of the south. So, in the way I built the stand, it's completely sealed, it's insulated, so once you're in the stand, unless you open a window, you're scent free anyway. They can't smell you, and they won't be able to hear you in there either. So planned out. I had a strategy. A lot of people probably wonder why I ran a plow over this. What I wanted to do, if you can see here, we came in and cleared the mulch as much as we could. This year we should get good growth, decent growth, but the following year, next season, this should be really good. I'm not plowing it again. I'm not going to run a disc through it. But what I wanted to do was get these roots and stuff broke up. See, I can pull them up. so they'll die. That's the only reason I did it. Break the ground. This hadn't been broken in a while. I can tell you there are terraces here. So at some point before the pine was planted, this was farmland, so they did grow things. I would suspect it was cotton or corn or something. It was grown here several decades ago. So got natural, got good sunlight, got natural runoff. Rain and water's not just gonna sit here. So we got good drainage. The soil's good. I left the mulch on it for several months. I think it paid off because this is really good ground, dirt. That mulch will turn into dirt, and that's what we want. We want to grow good quality, get good tonnage out here for the deer. The existing food plot, which is right over the hill there, it was here when I bought the property. It was very small. The deer used it, but it wasn't enough food. So my goal here is to give them plenty of food. Next spring after the season, and this is stuff I recommend doing after deer season. When deer season ends, that day or week after is the time that you need to do your heavy work. That way you can get in, get it done, and get out, and give it time to settle down. Deer don't like human intrusion. We take precautions when we're out here. I got the wind in my favor, just like I'm hunting. We got on our scent-proof boots, so we try to take precaution. They're going to know we were here, but I came in the middle of the day. Any kind of work I do, or anytime I come out to check cameras, I limit that to a week to 10 days. That way I'm not in here every day. When we are here, we're very quiet. We're not sneaking around, but we're just being, we're not making too much noise. There's less impact as we can, but you still have to come out and do things. It's not practical not to come out here. You have to manage and take care of things. So it's a yearly thing. It's something you got to do. Make a punch list, make a priority list. Going into after the season's over next year, I'm gonna do a little bit more thinning back here so I can plant a little more, not quite this extreme, but thinning it out. Back in here, I have another stand in the woods back here in the corner. That way we've got everything covered. There's plenty of distance between the stands, so even with high-powered rifles, you're safe to hunt out of that one. You're safe to hunt out of the woods over there. You're looking at 300 plus yards between them, and you got everything covered, because you never know where that deer is going to come from. I've got an idea based off their patterns where they're coming. That's why I positioned the stand where I did. That's why I built the food plot where I did, and that's what we're planning on: improving habitat and increasing our odds during the deer season. So a lot of stuff. There's gonna be more videos, more information, but really look at your property, plan it out, study the deer, their movements, their natural. You want to hone it in to the best of your ability to their already natural movements. We're getting here in this area in central East Mississippi. The priority now is the leaves are starting to fall, the season's changing. Most all the does have had their fawns. It's going to be food. They're going to be eating. A lot of the bucks still got a few in velvet, even though it's October. But when that velvet starts coming off and the horns harden, hormones are going to start changing. It's going to be getting into the pre-rut, going into the rut. So they're looking for food, energy, security, and they're going to be in the safest place they can. And that's what we got here. Hopefully, praying this all comes up. I'm going to overseed. We got another rain forecasted next week, so I'm going to come back in here with my 3-way. What I do have planted here is southern buck. I got the salad bar, some brassica mix, cereal rye, winter wheat, and winter oats. They did really well last year in the small food plot. When it came up, they just mowed it down. So I'm gonna plant to fertilize it probably December once it starts getting a good stand, and then I'm gonna come back and overseed with some arrowleaf clover. So this year we'll have plenty of tonnage, plenty of food for them to eat, and that's the goal. We want our herd healthy. We want to come out each time we hunt, whether we kill a deer or not, and see a lot of activity. So I'm real excited about this year. Looking forward to getting some videos up, hunting out of the stand with this plot full of deer during the daytime. That's the goal. Most deer down here in this area, I've learned, are nocturnal. The season's long. Lots of hunters. There's dog hunting down here, so they're always being pursued. But we take every precaution. My brother and I, we always check our rifles. We did that this weekend, but we drove away from here and went to a range. That way we're not shooting guns in here. Again, taking every precaution we can to keep them the less stress I can put on the deer, the better off I am, and the better off the hunting season will be. So planning that out. The hunting strategy: no morning hunts. We won't be hunting mornings here, just evenings only, until the rut starts. When the rut's full blown, peak rut, we'll hunt all day. We'll get in, we'll check our cameras, find a window. You use your cameras to your advantage. You can kind of see when, keep track of the times, keep track of the moon, temperature, everything. Just make a log. I'm gonna keep a log in the stand. I kind of keep a log at the house, but it's the same every year. The advantage this year is we're getting more daylight pictures, and that's because I've changed my habits when I come in the woods, when I do work, when I do anything, and I'm already seeing progress. So it's working. So we're gonna stick to that. It'll probably be way up in January, into December, first part of January before we do hunt all day, but evening hunts only. And we're going to see how it goes. Very excited. So more to come.